Well, hello, Young and the Restless Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Monday, August the 26th, 2024. Well, Faith is coming back to check on her mother, and she could hear Sharon yelling, "Go away!" So she comes in the house and she's looking around and she's questioning her mother, like, "Who were you talking to?" And Sharon's like, "Oh, what?" She goes, "You were yelling, 'Go away,' and I know you weren't talking to me." Oh, I fell asleep and I was having a bad dream, and that's what you heard. And Faith looked at her and she looked at the couch with all this stuff on the couch. And she's like, "Why are you lying to me?" And Sharon's like, "What are you talking about?" She goes, "There's no way you could have." I was choking earlier, y'all, so forgive my voice. "There's no way you could have been asleep on this couch." On top of the fact, when Faith walked in, Sharon was not half laying on the stuff on the couch at all. So that didn't make sense. And so she goes, "You know what? Something is going on, Mom. And would you like me to call Dad and Mariah so we could all talk?" No. You're right. You're right. You deserve the truth. And the truth is, you know how I was telling you I was seeing Cassie? Well, sometimes I see Cameron Kirsten as well. And Faith is like, "Whoa, wait, what? You seek? Oh no, you know, what, like, what can we do about this?" And she goes, "Oh no, not that I see him walking around the room or hopping out of closets or anything." And I'm like, "See, there you go, lying again, Sharon. Trained professional, lying. Only in my nightmares." And that's why I was saying, get out, trying to just get him out of my, I knew it was a dream, but just get him out of my dreams. So anyway, Faith just kind of looks at her and she gets a text from annoying Lucy and she goes, "Oh no." She says, "It's Lucy again." And Sharon says, You just left talking to her." Yes. And she took it rather well, where I said she needs to find friends her own age. So I thought, but now she's texting me. And then Lucy's like, "Please help. I need help." And then, "Don't tell my parents. I swear, this is the last time." So she shows it to Sharon, and this is how I know Sharon isn't thinking right. She says, "Well, you know what you have to do, Faith. You have to help her." No, no. This minor already was drinking on my watch at the concert. This minor has snuck out of her parents' house. It is not up to Faith to go and help her. It's up to her Lucy's parents. Faith should have called Heather, period. 100%, and told them where their daughter is. 100%. So she gets there, and there's Lucy. She's holding her stomach, sitting on the ground with one arm on the bench. Oh, my stomach. Faith is like, "Lucy." And she tries to jump up. She goes, "What are you still doing here?" "Well, I was so upset the way things went when we talked last, that I snuck it." No, she goes, "That I was just upset being the loser that I am." See, no, no emotional blackmail. And Faith looks down and she sees a bottle of vodka. And she said, "Is this yours?" And she picks it up. And Lucy's like, Well, yeah, you swore to me you would not drink again. But I felt so bad, and I knew you must have hated me. So I snuck into a bar. Now, the writers couldn't come up with a better story than this. So I snuck into a bar and I swiped the bottle from behind the counter while the bartender wasn't looking. Now, I'm sorry, everybody. That bar needs to be shut down because anytime Lucy walked into a bar, I don't care if she thought she's sneaking in. She didn't have no hat. She didn't have a disguise. That child looks 15. So I don't care if she crawled in on all fours. Somebody was going to see her. And no, that is a child, let alone how did she get up close enough to the bar that she could look? Did she try to reach around? Because see, most bars, what's behind the counter line, the bar line, is ice, some glasses, blender. The alcohol is usually on the shelf behind the bartender. That's usually where the alcohol is kept. So, what bar was this that they just leave their bottles of booze where customers can just reach over, grab it, and what, dash? Nobody didn't see her running out of there? That made no sense. That story was the most ridiculous story I'd ever seen. It really was. So Faith says, I'm calling your parents. No, no, don't call my parents. Please, please, you gotta help me. Don't call them. They're gonna be mad. They're gonna be madder than they were because I snuck out on curfew. No, you know what, Lucy? But you knew this. When Faith left her there earlier, she said, go home and ask your parents for forgiveness. Lucy did not do it. So no, you're not afraid that your parents will be mad because you didn't even go home. Please, you got to take me home. You have to. Because then maybe I can sneak in and get into bed before they get home. Now, remember where I told you that they live. Where they live is in walking distance to that park. So Faith did not have far to drive, but somehow the car got out of control and hit a wall. How much you want to bet Lucy grabbed the steering wheel? When Faith wakes up and tells what happened, because honest, I do not believe they're going to have, it would be overkill having Faith die in a car crash that's dealt with a Romalati. That would be history repeating itself in a god awful way, a way that would not, to me, in my opinion, be good ratings. But Heather and Daniel have a problem on their hands. And just grounding her, and then them just Heather just worried about how mad Lucy is at them if she'll ever speak to us again. Girl, you must be out your mind. Your daughter being mad at you should be the least of your concern. Finding out why she's doing this is your concern, because Lucy was never this needy before. When they first brought the character of Lucy, very sensible, head on her shoulders. You know, she was there for her father when Phyllis was allegedly dead. And I mean, Lucy was a very stable kid. She really was. But woo, I don't know what they're doing now, right? But I do remember a young Faith Newman. See, that's how she lost that kidney, drinking after she had a sister that died in a car. She stole a truck, and we know the rest is history with Faith. But no, the advice wasn't, you got to help her, honey. It's call her parents. because you obviously can't help her. She didn't do what you told her to do earlier. So anyway, Heather gets a call from the hospital. Lucy's been in an accident. Nick, Sharon calls Nick because Sharon got the call. Faith was in an accident. They get to the hospital, and it looks like the EMT or ambulance guy is there, and they're asking questions. He goes, "Did you bring in Faith Newman with her parents?" And they go, "Yes." And he goes, "Yes." He says, "And how is she?" She goes, "Well, she's the doctors are well, they've already seen her, you could tell, but the doctors will have to give you an evaluation." And but when we got there, both women were unconscious. And they said, "Two?" Goes, "She wasn't alone." Said, "No." And then by this time, Heather and Daniel are running in. Oh my God, oh my God. Like, where's Lucy? And Nick and Sharon look at them and they said, what are you two doing here? And looks at Daniel and Heather look at Nick and Sharon and they're like, "Lucy was in a car accident. What are you two doing here?" And they said Faith was in an accident as well. And they're both looking at each other. I mean, Faith was in the car. And now they're both looking at each other, both couples. So the EMT walks away. So the doctor will have to come and give you an update. And Sharon says, "Look, I'm not going to just stand here wondering about Faith." Sharon takes off where the curtains are and rips a curtain back, and there it is, Faith, laying in the bed, cut up, but you could tell it's not bad. There's some scratches and scrapes. And they both have little oxygen tubes on. And then Heather and Daniel take Sharon's lead and they, run to the next one and they open it up. And it is Lucy, who has much less cuts than Faith, right? So tomorrow's going to be interesting, right? To see if Faith wakes up, or are they going to torment us that Faith might be in a little mini coma? Come on, let's just Faith is minor fender bender. Let Faith wake up, let Faith be okay, and let Faith just go back to college. Write Lucy off, okay? Write her off. So I'm wondering, is this going to be maybe an excuse for Daniel and Heather to leave Genoa City? Because understand, neither one of them still have a job. So without a job, they've been doing pretty darn good living off of savings. Okay. Well, remember, Daniel did get a pretty hefty severance pay from Chancellor. That is one true thing. He did. And the only other thing that means nothing is Jack saw Kyle at the bar, and Kyle, being his usual entitled, snarky self, Jack just wanted to have a talk, father and son. And Kyle's like, "No, because you let mom come in and with her self-absorbed self, whoa, he's like deaf against Diane, and you allow her to pretty much dictate the terms of work and our personal relationship. When I thought you respected me." And Jack said, "I do have the highest respect, but no, you don't have to wait, you know, you let self-absorbed, mom, fire me or whatever." And so he goes, "Look, does it have to be this strained every time we see each other?" Kyle says, "No, I'll be moving out, so we won't be seeing each other. We don't see each other at work as it is. Soon enough, we won't see each other at home. So we should be bumping into each other less." And in my mind, I'm thinking, in theory, yeah. You want to know why? Because you're going to have to be at home taking care of your son. Right now, you are out drinking. Claire is off. Harrison is in bed, but there are adults in the house watching your son, right? That's a perk from living in the house with Mrs. Martinez, who we never see, haven't seen her in decades. And Diane, grandma, is there, right? So you got the lap of luxury. I'm leaving. Now, if it's just you and your son at night, you can't do that, Kyle. So anyway, that's it. I was able to sneak in this recap. Let's go to comment corner. Comment corner. We got 4 comments I want to breeze through really quick. Darlene says, thank you. Reflections of the sunlight says, hi, I'm a new subscribee or subby to your channel. Well, welcome, Reflections of Sunlight. I absolutely love your recaps of Y&R. I had noticed that a little while back, you mostly were doing General Hospital. I wonder if you would start back doing more frequent Y&R recaps. I was pleasantly surprised when you mentioned in your Y&R recap videos yesterday that you would do them at least once a week. I'm going to try, if not more, but I'm not going to promise more. I watch Y&R every day, so I definitely look for your reviews. You are very funny, intelligent, and pretty. Why, thank you. I always like your longer videos. It's just like it's like chatting with a good friend. Now that's what I like to hear, because sometimes I talk back to you when you're talking. LOL. I'll be watching General Hospital recaps as well. I just started watching it. Um, and the way that you do the recaps help me to know what's going on with the storylines. See you on the next video. Awesome job. Thank you so much. And yep, make sure you're subscribed. Well, you did say you're a new subscriber. You tell your friends. Anita says the writers are scripting Summer as insecure, immature, and annoying. The scripts for Claire are not any better, in my opinion. Claire's character, they're just wasting, completely wasting. LaShunta says, I can't stand Victor. He wants everything. Nikki uphold everything he does. His end game is revenge on Jack. I don't feel bad for Lily. She got the big head. Look how she did Daniel. Yeah, she was a woman scorned with Daniel, wasn't she? She was working against him. Abby knew it. I just don't think Billy can run it by himself. He cannot. When Mamie came in, she stirred the pot. Adam told Victor, don't underestimate Billy. Vicky is a traitor. I want them Newmans to fall hard. Neil left Newman because he knew he wasn't family. It's not going to work out with Lily. I can't wait to see Nikki's face when she sees what Victor is up to. You mean revenge on Jack? Well, right now, I think Victor's more revenge on Billy, right? Jack is a byline he wants to get back to. But no, I don't know what they're going to do with Lily. Can Nikki run Chancellor all by herself? No, she cannot. Which is why she wants Lily. But you know what? Lily was running Chancellor fine on her own, and it was doing well. So why should she now be an underling to Nikki? It's either, to me, co-CEO or bust. I want co-CEO with Nikki. And we could run it as a collaboration. There you have it. There you have it. So anyway, I will see you on the next recap of The Young and the Restless.